What's going on, guys? We'll give people a minute to hop in here, but we've got a good one today. Super, super, super stoked. We got my guy Trent coming on here. It's going to be a good one. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk a couple things. I haven't told him what we're going over yet for a reason. I want him on his toes because the tables have turned. Everything's flipped. Now I get to ask the questions. I'm super stoked. Usually it's the other way around. Let's get some W's in chat going off here because we got a good one today. Maybe the best one we've had yet. I'm channeling my inner Pat McAfee right now with the tank, heading down to Ocean City, Maryland today. If anyone's going to be down there, please let me know. It's the armpit of America, but it's Memorial Day weekend. Long weekend. Drinks will be flowing. Guys, let me know if you're going to be an OC, and drinks will be on me at Secrets as always, okay? So before we get started, got to give you guys some good info here. If you're looking for good sportsbook odds, go over to thegameday.com. That's thegameday.com. You can get some risk-free bets and deposit matches for your sportsbooks in your area. You know, DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars, BetMGM, whatever it is. You name it, they got good promos there. You can also get the latest odds and analysis for your favorite teams on thegameday.com. So go there, check it out. Follow them on social media at thegameday. The link will be in the chat. But before we start, Javon, we have been absolutely killing the prize picks, man. I am super stoked. We have hit 6 in a row. If you count the one that we crafted up in the Just Baseball spaces yesterday with Peter, we're on fire. We're on absolute fire. We got to keep our heads on a swivel. Javon, props to you, man. You've been sharp as a freaking tack with these props, man. Keep it up. We can't get complacent. We can't get cocky, but good shit, my man. I really do appreciate it. You're killing it. You're killing it.
Of course, we got a whole group of people, man. Everybody's been coming through with the heat. I know, especially yesterday, there was a lot of good props we heard. I sent probably 6, 7 prize picks, and most of them smacked. Like there was so many good angles, so much good info, getting it from all angles. It was really good.
It feels good to win, you know? It feels good to win. You know, it's tough out here, right? We're not this game and this industry, right? Like the odds are literally against us. And that sounds so corny, but the odds are literally mathematically against us to win. So whenever you do, it's a huge win. It's a huge plus. Javon, you've been absolutely killing it. Prize Picks is shaking in their boots. They're shaking in their boots right now. If they're listening, you guys better sharpen up because we're coming for the whole thing. We're coming for the whole thing. Promo code Krabs if you guys are trying to get involved. But we will have a spaces today, guys, around 4:30 Eastern time. We're going to talk a little bit of KBO, too. I got some KBO guys coming in to give us some winners tonight. I am super stoked for the spaces. We're going to have another Prize Picks winner that we're crafting up. I'm really excited. If you're asking what the KBO is, it's the Korean Baseball Organization. Grow up. It happens overnight. You wake up to a winner. Free, easy. Don't have to watch it. We got some specialists coming in. So really, really excited for that. This is going to be a fire spaces, and then this is going to be a fire show, too. I'm really excited for how the show's been progressing. Starting next week, we're going to start around probably 12:30, make it an hour and a half. I'm really excited. Javon, any prize picks you like real quick before we send you off and bring Trent on?
You know, so it's probably the squarest on the board. But I do not see how you can't continue to take Trevor Story over 0.5 runs in RBI. I mean, the guy is red hot. Like, there's not much analysis behind it because there doesn't need to be. We got a game with Red Sox and the Orioles. Wind's blowing out. I don't usually like to take that into too much of an account unless it's Wrigley, but wind's blowing out. Total's at 10. Like, I don't see how you can't continue to take this. And just like yesterday when the guy went off and easily covered this prop, he once again does not have a fantasy score up, which is very telling when somebody is up for specifically the 0.5 runs in RBI and does not have a fantasy score. That's telling you that they're going to soar past whatever their fantasy score would be, whether it's 5.5, 6.5, whatever. They set Story at weird numbers anyway. But as square as it is, I don't see how you can't continue to take this and put this in your prize picks.
100%. Javon, whatever comes out of your mouth, I'm taking it. You've been absolutely killing it, dude. Come sharp, come prepared for the spaces today because we're coming for prize picks throats today. We're coming for it. We're getting it. We got a good left hook in last night, kind of knocked him down a little bit. We're coming back today. Javon, as always, man, I appreciate it. I'm going to bring on this dude. You guys may know who he is. You may have heard of him or seen him on Twitter. Book it with Trent, the GOAT. So, Javon, I appreciate it, man. We'll be seeing.
Yep, definitely.
We'll be seeing. What is up, my man?
I'm nuking that Prize Picks. Javon's cracked.
As you should.
He's cracked.
The tables have turned. A little bit, Trent. I get to ask you some stuff. Yeah, man. I feel like you're always, go, moving from thing to thing. What are my picks? What are these picks? Moving on. This is going to be more laid back. This is going to be more conversational. I do have a couple things I want to talk about in chat. At the end, if we have time, we will open up the floor if you guys want questions for Trent. But I'm super stoked, man. I'm excited to talk with you a little bit. I feel like whenever we're talking, it's always, what's the play or when's the next stream or whatever. But, I really fuck with you, Trent. When we came out to Vegas, me and my buddies, a couple months ago, you guys let us chill with the squad. So super cool. I think we get along a lot. So Trent, I got a couple questions. Let's start out with a heater here. Best of 7. Who wins? A gorilla or polar bear? Who you taking? Best of 7.
Best of 7. Gorilla or polar bear?
Now, I know the answer.
I would have to say polar bear in 7.
Mm-hmm. I go polar bear in 6.
Yeah, I was going to say 6. I saw a video the other day of a polar bear, bro. And this dude was in basically like a igloo type thing, but it was like see-through and the bear couldn't get in, but the bear was trying to get in. It was a polar bear. I did not realize polar bears were that fucking gnarly. I was like, oh my God, polar bear in 6.
They look so cute, like in the little Coca-Cola commercials, and like they're all white and look clean and stuff. But those things are vicious.
Oh,
you stay away. I don't know when you'd ever see a polar bear. You really probably won't, but if you ever do, you go the other way. They're also 1,000 pounds.
Oh yeah,
1,000 pounds.
It was like 7 foot, bro.
They are huge. Slept on. I think the square play is definitely gorilla for sure. But polar bear,
squares are all over gorilla. Sharp money.
Gorilla might have the energy. Gorilla might have the energy and better game plan going in. They're a little smarter. But I think at the end, maybe gorilla takes game 1, maybe game 2. But in the best of 7 series, you got to take the polar bear, 100%.
Oh, easy,
100%,
easy,
100%. All right. Well, the people had to know, so I had to ask you. Let's move on to another question. How many bets do you think you'd have to hit in a row for Lauren to let you hit? How many bets? We talking 10? We talking 25?
I would say probably. I would say I would have to spoon feed a winning 4-leg prize picks for a week straight.
7 days in a row, 4-leggers.
Even be at the table, yeah.
Right, to even have a chance.
Yeah.
Okay, that's facts. I give you more credit than that, but I'm cool with that, out of respect. And no flex plays, right? They have to be 4 for 4s. No bullshit.
No bullshit. She ain't taking flex plays? You serious? No shot.
She's got guys who aren't flex playing. Come on now.
I did my.
What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I would have to hit every day for a year. Come on.
That's a lot. I mean, come on, Lauren. I know you have high expectations, but come on now.
What should I do for you?
Let's bring
Lauren?
that down a little bit. Maybe at least a season. Come on, give the guy a chance. All right. What was higher in high school, your body count or your home run count?
Well, considering I only had 1 home run, definitely.
So it was close. It was close.
Close tie. No.
The under. The under's the play.
Actually, for those who don't know, I was always playing baseball my whole life, and I had this one coach who, for some reason, dating back to like 7th grade, we just never liked each other ever. And he coached my brother, and my brother was a all-American catcher, and my brother didn't like him very much either, but they didn't really butt heads because my brother was so good. Mm-hmm. But I get to freshman year, and I'm like pretty overweight, like really immobile, but I'm a power hitter. Definitely like good enough to make the freshman team. But I got cut, and was like one of the most devastating days of my life. Like I was so depressed because like how the fuck did I not make the freshman team? So I locked the fuck in. I lost 50 pounds that off season, came back, first at bat of my high school career. I get in the game, 420-foot nuke job, and I'm rounding the bases, literally just low key middle finger to my head coach, and I
100%.
Prince Fielder on home plate. My team is like all around me, and I jump on the plate. Everyone like falls down like an earthquake. It was absolutely electric.
That's so sick. That's so sick. Unbelievable. That might be the better comeback story than Michael Jordan's of him getting cut.
I was trying to tell myself that every single day. MJ got cut from his freshman team. Just think about that.
100%.
That was what kept me going.
Good for you though, dude. Fuck yeah. It gave you a little kick in the butt. I mean, you should have made the team anyways, but it got you going. You got in shape. So maybe it was a good thing, honestly, in the end. Fuck your coach is a dick. Fuck him. But maybe it was a good thing, you know?
Fuck him.
Okay. What product do you use in your hair and on your face to lube it up?
I use there's this hair gel. It smells phenomenal. It smells like what you'd think Hawaii smells like. It's called Bedhead Manipulator. If you haven't tried it, got to go try it out. Just get a little bit on the palm, rub it, go like that once, and you're good to go. And then I use on the face, what's it called? Oh my God. It's like the acne lotion everyone has in their bathroom. Totally blanking on it. Yeah. I totally am blanking on what it's called, but it's the goat. It's the goat. Got to keep the face fresh.
For sure. Keep it lubed up. Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
Chat.
Okay. Yeah. What is chat? What are they doing?
It's funny just being on the other side, looking at chat. What's up, chat? You guys bricked up or what?
I've got all the leverage, man. This is good. I like the power. I know how you feel, bro. Good for you for being responsible and not asking dumbass questions like this all the time. Good for you. All right. So you wanted to talk about, how you had the yips in high school. I want to hear this story. I'm very curious. What's good with that?
Oh, dude. Funny, actually, little side story to that. You know who Blake Taylor is? He's a reliever on the Astros.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually broke his nose because of my yips. Shit. Yeah. So the yips were so bad, guys. I woke up one morning and literally forgot how to throw a baseball. Like, it was actually insane. A lot of it has to do with this coach that I hated, right? When I didn't get cut from my team because I had the yips, this came like my junior year. But this coach I had like would really get to me mentally, and I was just like mentally scarred from that freshman year experience. And by the time I made it to varsity, like this dude was just swimming in my head, and it was insane. I literally went to a sports psychiatrist trying to figure out what the hell is wrong. And literally he was doing these tests on me, and he'd hold up pictures to see like how my anxiety would go up or like my heart rate to see if like anything that he's showing me is the reason why I'm like overthinking shit. And he holds up a picture of my coach, and that shit skyrocketed up. It was definitely like largely part of him, but I was also on this really gnarly travel team for like 12 years, and the head coach of that team is like a very respected coach in the MLB, and he used to play in the MLB, and he's just a huge hard ass. Love him, but he's like the biggest dick in the world. And he also played a large part of that because he was swimming in my head as well. So I had two like dickhead coaches that were swimming in my head. But it was literally the most frustrating thing. I'll never forget the day that I kind of gave up catching because it was so bad. A dude walks, steals second when I'm throwing the ball back to the pitcher because it was a fucking rainbow at this point, right? I literally couldn't throw it because if I threw it normally, that shit's in center field. And so I had to like walk up a little bit and like kind of do one of these. And the dude on first would steal second easily. I'm like, now I'm swimming in my head so bad. And next pitch, fucking throw it back to him. He steals third. I shit you not. This motherfucker ended up stealing home on my ass, throwing the ball back to the pitcher, bro. It was unreal and so frustrating, bro. Like it was a mental mind fuck. And so I literally just like I had no choice but to go DH. And from there on, I literally was not a catcher anymore. It was awful.
Dude, it happens more than you think, man. And also, if you guys played baseball and didn't have at least one just absolute dickhead coach, you did not play on a good enough team, because every good team had a dickhead coach. That's just how it goes. They go two and two together, 100%. But I mean, that sucks. Fuck your coaches.
Yeah, no, it was awful.
Forget it in your head. But hey, at least you got to still hit. I also DH mainly my senior year. We had a really good first baseman. I'm left-handed, so I can only play a couple positions. Had a really good first baseman, one of my best friends to this day still. When he was committed to play, pretty much everyone on my team was committed to play. I was the only one who started senior year who was not committed to playing college. Our team was pretty nasty, actually. We were top 5 in the state in Maryland, private school, St. Mary's back in 2016. Our team was fire. But I wasn't committed anywhere. I wasn't a big name. I pretty much sucked my whole career. I was terrible youth growing up. I played on all the travel teams, went to Cooperstown, yada, yada, yada. I was a short little pudgy dude. I was young for my grade. I didn't hit puberty until middle of high school, straight up. I stunk. But once, senior year came around and I got some PT, I got my chance and I stuck in the lineup. The coach had no choice but to play me. I played a little bit of outfield. I was terrible. He just had to find ways to play me. I ended up DHing most of the games or played first a little bit when my guy Max was pitching or whatever. But if you can hit, they'll find places for you to play. So we're DH buddies on that. That's pretty dope.
Real quick, just going back to how I broke Blake Taylor's fucking nose. So I was at this travel. I was on a travel team, right? And they had this facility with bullpens. And as a catcher, you'd get a lot of your practice just catching bullpens for dudes that are in the facility. And Blake Taylor went to a high school near mine. And so he played on this team as well. But he was on, obviously the older squad. And I'm in the bullpen catching his bullpens. And, this is a big deal for me because he's, big league caliber guy. And he's throwing 94, 95. And I was able to catch that. That's not the issue. The issue was literally just being able to throw it back. So the bullpen it had nets. It was a netted bullpen, right? So it was kind of like a little shelter with nets. And I throw the ball back to him and it hits the top of the net, comes down and hits him right in the fucking nose. Breaks his nose, dude. Jesus, and now he's pitching for the fucking Astros. So if you see him come in, which you probably will tonight when the Astros are up 6-2, according to the model, late in the 7th, he's going to come in and you guys are going to know I broke that fucker's nose.
He's probably got a little bend in his nose still to this day. I'm sure he really likes you too after all that.
No, we're boys.
Crazy though. Crazy. I'm trying to think of the coolest baseball player I played with that's in the pros now or anything. I don't really have anything crazy. Josh Hader if I went to public school, I would have went to Josh Hader's school. So that's pretty cool, I guess. He's a Maryland guy. But no stories like that. That's hysterical.
I've played against James Caprillion, Colby Allard. Is he still in the bigs, Colby Allard?
I don't know.
I don't know where he's at. Also,
Caprillion is on the A's.
Yeah, Caprillion's on the A's. And then Nick Lodolo, the boy for Cincinnati, we were homies in TCU. But he's on the IL right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah.
Very cool. That brings me to the next thing. I wanted to know, what your background is. I don't think I've honestly ever talked with you about it, and I don't want to take too much time, but I've never even asked you where are you from? Why'd you get a TCU? What'd you do after TCU? Talk about the book it starting up. I want to hear a quick couple-minute story about what's good with you and how you got here, honestly.
Yeah, so I'm from Newport Beach, California. It's where I was born and raised. I went to TCU, but before I really had my first job was I shared this story several times. I was a freaking pool boy at a 5-star resort, and book it doesn't work out. I'm going back to that fucking pool, dude. I love that job. Shit was electric. So then after I went to TCU, studied sports broadcasting, minored in journalism. The dream was to be a broadcaster of either basketball, baseball, preferably baseball. It's just what I know more about. That was the dream. That was what I was set out to do. I had some really good internships in college. I worked for the Dallas Cowboys. I worked for the NFL Network, Fox Sports Southwest, and the Dallas Rattlers lacrosse team even.
Hey,
yeah. So before I came up with the idea for Book It, I was going to go work for one of those, large corporations like the NFL. Yeah. But I literally came up with Book It during my summer internship at the NFL. I was literally working on Book It in my office at the NFL Network, which was obviously not a good idea. But that was when it all started, 2019. I was just in my living room with my boys in college one day, and it was right around the time betting became legal in the U.S., and I just knew that this industry was going to change how we watch and consume and interact with sports. And there's such a huge opportunity here to change the way people do something and help people in this space. So that's how I came up with the idea for Book It. And I randomly just out of nowhere said the name Book It, and it stuck. The logo was like a napkin sketch, and it hasn't changed since. It's been pretty crazy, but yeah, I hope that answered the question.
100%, dude. 100%. I'm happy to be a part of the team. I think what you guys are doing is fucking awesome, man. Talk about number one, an unsaturated market that's just getting started. Number two, the people, everyone at Book It who's doing stuff for them has been awesome that I've met so far. I think it's very cool, right? It's almost like a Barstool type, but betting focused, and it's a community that's helping. A lot of people are trying to get into the industry, and now that it's legalized in a lot of states, right? People are starting to get into it, and we can't stress this enough, guys. Be responsible. Don't be betting your fucking rent on anything. Be smart. Be responsible. You hear someone say it's a 5U whale max. Guys, still think about it and see if you like the bet before you place it, because at the end of the day, it's your money, and you're the one choosing to do it. It's not, my fault or Trent's fault or anyone's fault for, you taking one of our bets. You need to look yourself in a mirror. You need to do your own research because it's your money. It's not our responsibility. So had to get that out there too. But Trent, I'm super stoked with how far Book It's come and really excited for the future. I think good things are coming, man. Great things are coming.
Oh yeah.
Really stoked.
I'm really excited for what's to come.
And then how did you get linked up with, Nick, who's doing content for you guys, and Dave, Big Dave, right? Everyone knows these guys by now. How did you guys come together and kind of build it up?
Yeah, no, actually, a really funny story. Dave and I went to TCU together. I didn't even know Dave until my second semester senior year, just as I was about to graduate. But he posted something on LinkedIn about sports betting, and we were friends on LinkedIn because I was trying to, get my foot in the door any way I could with athletes, at TCU. And I saw he posted something on LinkedIn about sports betting in the industry. And I was like, TCU football player. And this was right when I was working on Book It. I got to, pitch this guy my idea. Maybe he knows someone who could help me out. Maybe he could help me out. I don't know. So I just shot my shot, reached out to Big Dave, sent him a LinkedIn message, met up for coffee at a Starbucks, pitched him my idea, showed him my or actually he asked me oh, do you have a business plan? And I was like, no, what's a business plan? And he's like, bro, you got to get a business plan going. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And he's like, well, let me help you out. So he helped me out with the business plan, and we started working even more and more together on it. And he actually had a decision whether or not he wanted to go play, football in the NFL or, come on this journey with me. And, he ended up deciding to join me and build Book It. So that's how I met Dave, and it was me and Dave first. And then I was, going everywhere trying to do pitch competitions and raise some capital, to get this off the ground. And so one that was going on was a pitch competition in Orlando at the NFL Pro Bowl. So I ended up, applying for this. I got accepted, and 10 other startups. So went to Orlando, almost didn't go. I just was not really that down by the time it was, time to go. I was just like, fuck, am I really going to Orlando, Florida right now? Almost didn't go, but I was like, fuck it, just do it. You never know what's going to happen. So I get there, and, there's 10 other companies, and Nick is another one of the companies pitching, and he's pitching another startup that's basically a capping service. They had 6 really sharp dudes that have won all these huge DraftKings challenges and millions of dollars. And they bet literally 2 NFL teams only all year long, these sharps. They stick to 2 teams. They'll give you 1 bet a week, and they'll nuke it. But you're not getting any more plays than that. That's basically what Nick's startup was, just really sharp dudes. And then he heard my pitch. He was like, I love what you're doing. If you ever need anyone, I would love to join you. And so I kept him back in my head. And then an opportunity came where I was able to, hire him. And so I gave him a call. I was like, yeah, we're moving to Reno, Nevada. You want to come live with us? And he said, fuck it, let's go. And it was right during the pandemic. So good time for him to come. He's much older than me and Dave. So yeah, that's basically how us 3 met, and we've been together ever since, just grinding away.
100%, dude. Yeah, I never knew how Nick got involved, so very cool to hear that.
Yeah.
We don't need to call out how old he is or anything like that. We don't need to pull Ben Capwise on him. Shout out my guy Ben though today. He's getting married, so good luck tonight, Ben.
Capwise?
I hope you're not listening. Capwise Ben's getting married tonight, bro.
Let's
Wild.
go. Major dubs for Cap Wise. Come on,
Ben, you
chat.
better not be watching this stream, bro. I swear to God, dude. You're getting married tonight. He was telling us about picks last night. I'm like, bro, like less than 24 hours, brother. You're getting married.
Wow.
Crazy, man. Gosh. Scares the shit out of me. But I'm curious, like your family, are they supportive about what you're doing? Like I had to pretty much make a call, talking with my parents about it, not that long ago, telling them I'm quitting my, almost 100K a year job to pursue this, and convince them that it's the right choice and to trust me, and they do, which is great. But like, is your family supportive of this? Are they in? What is their thought process?
Oh yeah, big time. I mean,
Okay.
it was difficult at first to get the point across to my parents, right? Because
Yep.
they're, not totally understanding of like social media, especially sports betting and the two coming together and the huge opportunity, but they saw how hard I was working and like how dedicated I was to making this happen, and all that they could do is just give me their support, and that's all I really needed was to be able to just have the confidence to be able to go out and do this without having to worry about, their opinions or thoughts about what I'm doing. They're very supportive. My family, entire family. I have 2 sisters and a brother, and some very supportive, cousins and relatives. I actually launched a Kickstarter campaign before I raised any capital. I set this whole campaign up myself. It took me 2 months to make it all, and I got it out there. And it was during my senior year. I was raising funds, and the goal was 20,000 in a month. And I had to get it. If I didn't get the 20K, I get nothing. I get 0. Right. So I'm busting my ass. I make this thing perfect, crisp to a T, like had it reviewed by all my professors, all this shit. And it was baller. And then I launched a campaign. My family supporting me. My friends are supporting me. People I have no idea who they are supporting me. It was awesome. I ended up raising 20,000 just to find out it was 28 days of the campaign. So we're almost done. 2 more days and all the money goes into my account and I can start building this thing. Kickstarter takes it down after 28 days of busting my ass and 2 months of building this fucking thing, because they don't support gambling, even though they already pre-approved it, the whole 9. Everyone got every penny back.
Come on,
and I was left with nothing. Sitting there with a fucking idea on a napkin and nothing. Such bullshit.
I mean, and look where you are now.
Yeah, I know. It's
absolutely. I'm not saying you're freaking, Dave Portnoy, but number one, you're on the way. Number 2, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, I was an entrepreneurship focus when I went to school at VT. I was a business management major, with that be my focus. 99% of startups fail. That's just how it goes. So the fact that Book It has come this far, I honestly don't consider it a startup anymore because we're doing great things here. Huge W. Let's get some W's in the chat for Book It, for Trent. Guys, Trent's been working his ass off doing this shit for years. For years before you guys even saw his first, stupid, funny TikTok. He's been grinding his ass off, working to get here for years. Let's get some W's for Trent. He gets way too much hate and he gets shit on way too much. I don't understand it. The dude's funny as shit and makes good content for everyone else. He's doing this shit.
You get too much shit too.
For sure, but my picks have been asked recently, so I deserve it. But W's in the chat for Trent. He doesn't have to fucking do this shit. He could be working media for sports or doing being a fucking pool boy, which doesn't sound too bad, honestly.
Yeah, I just knew I was not working in a cubicle like that. I was not doing a 9 to 5 because for some reason I would always butt heads with like whatever boss I had at whatever job I had. It never worked out. I'm such a nice, like, real dude. I'd never piss anyone off, but for some reason I don't do well. I don't do well in that situation. I just knew at an early age that I had to like pave my own path. I ain't working for anyone.
I've been like that ever since I was born too. I hate when people tell me what to do, even if it's right, which is not the best trait, but I'm with you, dude. Like, you got to carve your own path, do your own thing. If you're a leader, be a leader. So props off, Trent. You're fucking killing it, dude. I want to pivot a little bit. We're doing a little too much sob story background, cool, good, fun stuff. A little too happy for me. So let's pivot to some good other funny questions. What's the biggest bet you've ever placed or won? Very curious. If you don't want to disclose the number, you don't have to, but what was the bet?
Yeah, for sure. I have my second biggest one right here. Ironically, has not left this spot. It is
wait a damn minute.
It is Chiefs money line, Rams money line, 4,000 to win $7,000. And you know what happened. The fucking Bengals stole my coin. That's the second biggest parlay or bet I've ever placed. The biggest one, which kind of started me out on TikTok, was the fucking McBrady. And OGs remember the McBrady chat. This was my biggest bet. Still to this day, I have not wagered more than this number. I put 10K on this shit, bro. It was the Bucks money line. Not this past season. It was the season before that. It was Packers Bucks, like championship game to go to the Super Bowl, and I just knew the Bucks were plus 175 in that game, and I was like, I know the Bucks are winning. Like Rodgers gonna fucking choke, and Brady's gonna clutch up and win this game at plus 175. Like I'm nuking that, and then I put Conor McGregor parlayed with that to beat Poirier, right? And of course, Tom Brady. Literally, that game was just Tom Brady chewing clock the whole time, and he had more points than the fucking Packers. That's how the game ended. Very quick, fast game. And then that was on Saturday. And then Sunday is the McGregor fight. And I knew the second McGregor walked out of the ring, this shit was caked. Caked. And had 10 grand on that shit, and that shit lost. Pain.
I also have McGregor. I'm a huge McGregor guy. First of all, fuck him for losing you money in there, and he lost me not nearly that much, but he lost me some coin that night too. I still love McGregor. It sucks. He's an Irishman. I'm extremely Irish. I don't know if you guys can tell by my quick temper and red beard, but very Irish. Got to support my guy. But he fucked us. He fucked us. Never again. He's done. He's, I think he's more focused at this point about his brand and his little like side jobs, his supplements and his gym and his clothes and stuff like that. It sucks and it happens. He went corporate. Would love to see a comeback. I'm rooting for him. I don't know if I could ever bet money on him ever again. I mean, he's way past his prime at this point. He's going to fight again. But I know you're not going anywhere near betting him again. You're fading his ass.
No,
God, dude, the 100-unit L, bro. Oof.
For some reason, bro, my mega nukes, like I have probably 5 mega nukes that are similar to this ticket, 4K, 3K. Anything over 4K, I've probably thrown 4. None of them have hit. None of them. And those are like my super confident fucking mega nukes. They don't hit.
And this brings me to a great point. I had the same problem too. Whenever I don't do the fucking 5U whales anymore because those all freaking lost. The more confident I'm going to play, the less chance it hits. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the Royals, least confident play of the day, smacked plus 160.
That was sweat.
It's something that I need to do a better job of keeping in mind. So thank you for the reminder, and sorry for bringing back the PTSD for the bet. But yes, the more confident I am, the less chances the bet's hitting. That's just how it's been going. I've noticed that too. So you're not wrong there. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
it happens. Charge it to the game.
You have to.
Charge it to the game. You're still sitting there, behind your nice brick house and mic and chair. You're good to go. You're still living, still breathing. Still got a show today.
I was so scared to tell Dave what I had done because Dave was in his room and was not.
He's like your dad.
And I go in his room after McGregor lost and he's asleep. I'm like, Dave, and he wakes up and I'm like, brother, something really bad happened. And he thought like I fucked up big time. Like he didn't even know what I could have possibly done to have come into his room, wake his ass up and say this shit. And I'm like, bro, I just lost the biggest bet of my fucking life. And he's like, how much you put on it? I'm like, 10K.
100 years.
You're so disappointed, bro. I was
literally like telling your dad you did something wrong. You got in trouble at school. Let's get some dubs in the chat for Dave, though, man. He keeps everyone straight, aligned. The dude preps. He works his ass off. W's in chat for Dave. Without Dave, there's nothing. The dude gets it. Smart as attack. You need him. I need him. He's a freaking beast. You guys don't see him as much. I'm sure he's grinding his fucking ass off right now. I know we haven't seen him as much recently. He's doing the business shit. W's for Dave. He's a fucking beast. Same with Nick with content. These guys don't get enough love.
Nick gets no love. And
zero love. I don't get it.
Yeah, he's like the driver of the content bus for sure.
Yep. 100%. When's the last day you didn't send a bet?
I was thinking about this the other day. The last day I haven't sent a bet. Honestly, I literally said the other day I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Don't know.
It's been probably 2 years.
For sure. That's how it goes. I took an off day for the first time in years a couple weeks ago. It felt
Wow.
good. I honestly recommend. One of these
What'd you
days, you'll
do?
get a day off. What did I do? I thought about stuff other than sports. It was wild. I think I played golf. I spoke to women. It was great. Great day, man. Great day. Sometimes you got to step away and give yourself an off day, you know?
Have to.
And I wanted to ask you too, like, what do you like doing besides gambling and sports? All we see is you betting, doing content, making jokes about betting and sports and stuff like that. Like, what else do you like doing? Are you like a hiking guy? You like golf? I've seen your swing. I know you probably don't love golf, but you play a little bit. And I'm not much better, Trent, I'll be honest with you. But what do you like doing, man? Like, what's your shtick? Because I like a couple other things besides sports, not many, but you got to like something else.
This is something I'm not very good at. Is I grind literally all day, every day. Last 2 years, that since the day I came up with this idea, I shit you not, like every single day since May of 2019 has been devoted to building what we're building here. Like, it's crazy. And I'm pretty bad at separating work from my personal life because I'm just so dedicated to this all the time. I'm pretty bad at like giving myself time to like step away and like, do other shit, especially living in places with no friends either. I know obviously I've like made friends while I'm in here and in Reno, but in Reno I had no friends. It was me, Nick, and Dave. There was no one even 5 years of my age within a fucking 2-mile radius. That place is built for old people.
Yep.
Oh no, what happened? Are we good?
I can hear you.
Krabs?
Yeah, I
Okay,
hear you.
cool. Can you
You're
see
good.
me?
For sure. For sure.
All right, cool. I don't know why I blacked out.
No, you're good. Because you're talking about
yeah,
something
so
other
there
than sports. That's why.
no. So it's tough without having like any friends in places I've been living in, but I love going to the beach. Love the beach. I'm a huge beach guy. Of course, going to the pool and shit, hanging out, getting tan, of course. What else do I love doing? I love hiking. Love going outdoors. Love playing pickup ball. Big pickup basketball guy, even though I'm pretty garbage. Yeah, I really need to like, venture off, find some things to do, especially here in Vegas. There's so much to do. But I've just been grinding, trying to build, the following on platforms, and especially now that I've been live streaming, like 3 times as much as I normally was back in the day. That takes up a lot of time as well. But yeah, I know I'm kind of a boring dude beyond this space, but we're figuring it out.
Are you a Chipotle or Moe's guy?
Chipotle. Oh my.
100%. What's your order? Rip it off real quick.
Lately I've been going the healthy route because I'm trying to lose weight. It's definitely successfully going well. I can totally see some changes, and that goes for my Chipotle order as well. I used to get the fattest fucking bowl, like white rice, double chicken, and that shit would make me feel like ass every time I bash the whole thing. You just feel like you can't move.
You just go to sleep.
Yeah.
You just go to sleep.
But I get brown rice now, double chicken, which makes me feel like way less shitty. And then I don't do guac anymore because I don't know why. I haven't been vibing with it. Chipotle's been kind of mid lately. Am I the only one that thinks that? It's been pretty.
Dude, they're lacking by me too. They're always missing some shit. I go in there. I honestly go in and look at the line of stuff before I order because I'll put my stuff in and then they won't have the hot salsa, that's the glue guy for me is the hot salsa. I love it.
Yeah,
they don't have it there. It ruins my night.
Oh
yeah, it ruins my night. So I'm with you, 100%. And Trent, you look good, dude. You look good. You're working out. Probably have some more energy too. I know I was a big boy at the end of college too. I'm still not small.
I've lost 30 pounds since Christmas.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing. I remember I shed a couple LBs. I was almost up to 300 pounds during COVID. Big boy. I mean, I'm like 6'4", so it's not as big as it seems. But yeah, like it's losing some weight. I lost like almost like 80 pounds or 70 pounds at that point. You get so much more energy and just like will to do stuff, confidence and stuff like that. We're not going to go all down this road, but
100%.
Good for you. Keep grinding, my man. It's paying off. You look good. You look good.
Look
good, feel good, play good. That's a real thing.
Exactly.
That's a real thing. That's enough me being nice to you today. That's the nicest thing I'll say to you the rest of the day.
That's all I need.
Have you ever had to sell anything or do anything to pay off your gambling debts?
I'm not gonna lie, absolutely. Not
Okay,
anytime, not in the last 2 years, but in college, absolutely.
I'll tell my story if you want to tell yours. If you don't want to, that's fine.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I've
I
got a
want to hear
bad
yours
one. You
now.
go ahead.
Okay, fine. So my freshman year was when I first got into gambling, and I had the chemist. You guys hear me talk about the chemist. We were both roommates. Dude was my best friend growing up, and growing up, he was a huge degenerate, as was I. But our parents were a little indifferent about us rooming together, but it ended up happening anyways. And of course, we learn about sports betting, and he's a massive degen. I mean, massive, bro, like insane.
Yeah.
But we both got in such a huge hole with a bookie that was like a senior in our fraternity, and we were not gonna like not pay him because this dude's fucking scary. So we definitely had to sell like the PS5 or PS4 and some of the devices. It was unfortunate, but yeah, pretty low point there.
It happens, bro. If you haven't had to sell off something, you haven't been a real bettor.
You're not trying hard enough.
Don't recommend. Don't recommend. Don't do it. Don't get to that path. We don't unit shame. Stick to $10 bets, guys. Straight up. Don't be freaks like us. But yeah, I had to sell my laptop. I think junior year of college, my laptop that I used for school, I was down bad. I was the worst bettor ever. I was the squarest guy in the room. Like I was down bad. I had to do something to pay off my guy. I went to a pawn shop and I sold my laptop for probably a fifth of the price that it should have been. That's how down bad I was. I got a job at a bagel shop in Blacksburg. My roommate's geeking right now. I got a job for about 13 days. I think I worked like 3 or 4 shifts, made enough money to pay off my guy, quit right away. I said, fuck this. I'm not making any more bagels. I'm done. That's what I had to do at one point. I was down bad. So guys, don't do that. But that's just kind of a funny story. It's funny now because I mean, I couldn't give 2 shits now about how much money I was down at that point. I thought it was the end of the world. It wasn't. Looking back on it now, it's literally nothing. But yeah, I've got some crazy stories. One of my buddies had to sell his moped. He was down bad so much. Shit happens, dude. We all drove mopeds in college. I don't know if you saw the Portnoy video of when he went to VT when they all drive mopeds. If you didn't drive a moped at VT, you were a square.
That's
had to have a moped, but my buddy had to sell it. It was a huge deal. You got to do what you got to do out here, guys.
Another down bad moment I had, I'll never forget this. I was a freshman in my dorm room with a very nice laptop watching the Warriors game because I've got hella units on Warriors first quarter. And it's a 1-point game. Warriors are down 1 in the first quarter. And Klay Thompson goes up to shoot a 3, makes it at the buzzer, and I'm going berserk. And it's under review. And I'm literally like standing right in front of my fucking laptop waiting for the call. And, of course, they called the shot off. And there's a cup right next to the computer, and I fucking slapped the shit out of it, not knowing it was full of water. Goes all over my brand new fucking laptop, broke it. Down units, down $1,000 laptop.
If that's not the most Booking with Trent story I've ever heard, I don't know what is. Just when life couldn't get worse, you pull some shit like that. Unbelievable. But yeah, we're being smarter these days. Not really, but trying to be at least a little bit. Would you rather go to the Vegas Hooters, which by the way is the best Hooters on earth? If you guys haven't been out there, take a trip in there. Would you rather go to the Vegas Hooters, Trent, and ask every waitress for her number, or bet on the Mariners money line tonight against Justin Verlander for $500?
Oh man, I think I gotta ask for the numbers because the Astros win 6-3.
Ooh, as according to the model. Per the model. Sure.
Yeah, I'm not in the business of losing units, chat.
That's facts. You gotta do what you gotta do out here. We just talked about it. Sometimes you gotta sell your moped. Sometimes you gotta sell your laptop.
Does that mean you're riding flexing tonight?
I mean, I'm about to double down. That might be a 2U play. You gotta be a sick puppy to take the Mariners against Justin Verlander tonight, and I might just be that sick.
Oh my God.
I might just be that sick.
Oh my God.
I'm definitely taking Verlander's under strikeout prop. I don't know if I'm taking the Mariners. They've lost me so much coin this year. They're atrocious. That line's a little shorter than I thought it was going to be. But maybe, I mean, who knows?
I haven't even looked at the line.
The worst.
I was making the model.
Yeah, you got to do. How do you do your model? Give the people the rundown real quick.
I cover up the lines, or I go to MLB at bat because there's no gambling references on that site. Yep. So I don't know the total. I don't know the lines. I just look at the lineups and the pitchers. and make a prediction. That's literally all I do. So I don't even know the line for the Stros game. What is it? It's
like plus 170, I think, minus 200-ish.
Yeah, minus 210. What do you
Yeah, I
think
was
that line
expecting.
could be?
I thought with the way Verlander's been pitching and how hot the bats have been, and with Houston and how terrible Seattle's been. I mean, Seattle is. I mean, they're atrocious. They're probably the most underperforming, biggest joke, biggest. I'd probably put them below the Rangers at this point at biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
I probably thought that line would be minus 250 at least, to be completely honest with you. Everyone hates Chris Flexen. I mean, he's not good. He's got a 5 ERA, he's 1-6. And if you watch him pitch, it's not anything impressive. But I've already heard a lot of Chris Flexen hate today. And I've heard a lot of people talking about Verlander recently, myself included. I actually had him as biggest overperformer of the season, which I know it's Justin Verlander. He's a walking Hall of Famer, but I, for one, did not expect him to pitch this well at 39 years old, coming off of Tommy John surgery. You kidding me?
Neither did I.
You kidding me? You could find a line for comeback player of the year. He's a lock.
Yeah.
He's a lock. That dude's
could
a
be
freak.
a good look.
Not today, though. Not today. Also,
Not
the Mariners have faced him 3 times. So this will be the 3rd time the Mariners have faced him this season. So I know it's Verlander, but the more times you see a pitcher, usually the better it goes, especially the 3rd, 4th time around. So we'll see. Seattle's offense, they've got the guys. They just haven't done shit yet. I could see them randomly, coming out of the woodworks and getting the win today.
Yeah, wouldn't be shocked.
100%. What else? You ever have a girl leave you for your gambling habits?
I did have a really long girlfriend for my time in college, and it certainly made it difficult as soon as I came up with the idea for Book It that I was so devoted and dedicated to building this, and I just couldn't give her the time she deserved.
Yeah.
And it was difficult, but it was mutual, and it was a tough breakup. But I mean, it wasn't necessarily because I'm such a degenerate. It was literally because I wasn't even a degenerate at that time. I mean, I was, but I was more focused on building and getting this off the ground than I was, sweating out the first 5 of the Cardinals game on live stream, So not necessarily because of my gambling, but definitely because I was devoted to building my craft for sure.
Hey, it was her the model. You picked the model. I get it. I get it. Gotta
get your priorities straight, chat. Come on now.
Hope she's doing okay. Shit happens. You're doing fine. She's probably doing fine. So, are you blonde or brunette? Blonde or brunette guy?
Definitely blonde guy.
Okay, I'm right. That makes 2 of us.
Give me a Dallas blonde.
Sure. And you're gonna make her throw up. Okay. Favorite sport to bet on?
Favorite sport to bet on. I mean, I would say in regards to having a financial stake in fantasy sports, easily football, no question. If we're talking sports betting, you would fuck. I mean, I would have to say baseball, even though I'm doing so bad lately. I would say baseball just because you'll see, chat, as we get on through the season and through the summer. I call them the chemist lays. The chemist, my boy, Kevin, throws parlays that are just his gut feeling on what he truly feels is going to happen that day. And just put wagons in there. And he's looking at the pitching matchups. This sounds unders. This is under. So I like baseball parlays a lot. And, I think we're truly on the surgical stream, think we're overthinking some things quite often. And so I really want to just fucking lock in, show chat that there is so many chances to make some coin on the diamond. But this year, I've definitely grown to absolutely love hockey 10 times more than I ever have, because I could have probably named you 3 players in the NHL last season. And this year, I could tell you the top 5 rookies in the entire fucking league.
Yeah.
And I probably couldn't tell you a single one last year. So definitely baseball, hockey. I mean, I love football. The spreads are too fucking hard for me in football. And basketball has been fluke shit all fucking season.
Basketball is fluke shit. NBA is fluky, I think, in my opinion, as I go and bet on Jimmy Butler's over points tonight. But I'm with you, dude. I mean, baseball, baseball, right? You grew up playing baseball. That's a sport and love and love watching, going to games and shit like that. Football, obviously, that's everyone's answer pretty much, right? Just sport you'd rather watch and bet on. Football is obviously coming number 1. And like you said, football's hard to bet on. Yeah, no shit. The books spend most of their time on football, right? Especially during football season. That's the sport that gets by far the biggest handle. So in turn, right, 2 + 2 = 4. They got their sharpest guys working on setting those lines. It doesn't, it's not rocket science, right? That's why I find success in sports like lacrosse, and I'm going to have some college baseball plays coming up, thank goodness, where the lines are softer. They just don't have time. They don't have the time to spend, setting these lines. So I do have a lacrosse bet for tomorrow that I'm not releasing until I lock it in, because the line's going to move and it's going to smack. It's going to be okay. It's going to give us some coins back from MLB. But I will say MLB is the hardest sport to bet on, without a doubt. I don't care what anyone says. I think it has, first of all, there's, a plethora of data. And honestly, like you said, sometimes it leads you to overthink stuff straight up. I think at any given moment, a pitcher could go out there, throw a no-hitter, have a great start. Reed Detmers, he just did it. I mean, Reed Detmers, you're an Angels fan, but 9 out of 10 people do not know who Reed Detmers is, who follow baseball, straight up. Any pitcher can go out there and dominate. Any hitter could go out there and do his thing and have the best day of his life and cost you a game, cost you a bet. The baseballs are inconsistent. That makes totals really tricky. There's so many games, so many teams. It's hard to really lock in, with other sports, especially on the playoffs and stuff. There's less games, so you can spend more time digging into it. With baseball, everybody plays every day. It's the hardest sport to bet on, in my opinion. And I don't really know anyone who's up money on the season yet. So keep your head on straight. We'll be all right, Trent. We'll get it going. It's early. It's early. We're not even a fourth into the season. We'll be all right. We'll be seeing.
Not even halfway home, chat.
That's what I'm saying. Trust the process. Trust the process.
Have to.
What else? How do you deal with 100 people a day texting you, take this bet?
Oh,
because I get it too, but you have it 100 times more. How do you deal with that? Like, what do you just tell everyone you take their bets? Are you like, I can't even imagine. You probably wake up to 50 texts saying, take this bet.
Yeah, my DMs are pretty chocked on both platforms, Twitter and fucking Instagram. But so many people spam my DMs with locks and plays, and it's definitely tough, because later that night I'll see 49 out of 50 of those DMs fucking had smacking plays. I didn't tail a single one. But sometimes I'll just put my faith and trust in some random dude in my DMs. And that honestly makes it kind of fun, because now that's honestly how I fucking met Leafs fan. That's literally how Leafs fan became Leafs fan, because he's tailing all my shit, or he's sending me absolute locks. And he just came out of nowhere. I'm like, I fuck with this guy. He tails all my plays. Like, no one does that. And so, yeah, I mean, it's pretty overwhelming, but definitely, try to at least give people some respect in my DMs.
100%, dude. 100%. I did the same thing. I took some random dude. I got a weird feeling in my bones the other day. Some dude said, take this soccer bet, this team to raise the cup. Had no clue. Let's go Leafs. Had no clue what the team even was or what it was, but I threw a unit on it and it smacked. So sometimes you just get that gut feeling, bro. Yeah. You get that feeling in your plums and you got to send it and ride with the boys. So, or
the best is when I get a DM, dude, I'm red hot right now. I'm 9 of my last 9. Like, you got to tail this shit. I'm like, word. I nuke it. Shit don't hit. That shit ain't hitting.
100%, dude. That's how it goes. I've seen that movie 1,000 times. Because you're getting the guy when he's red hot. No shit, he's about to come on. No shit, he's about to lose. He's been bugging you all week, giving you winners. The one time you take it, obviously it's losing. Shit's caked. Shit's caked. What's life like living in Vegas? How do you have self-control? What's your favorite nightclub? What's your favorite restaurants? What do you like? What do you don't like? I want a little bit of a Vegas rant.
Yeah. Vegas is, I had no idea what it was going to be like. I couldn't even imagine what it would have been like to live in Las Vegas, like living close to the Strip. Like, I was not really down for that. Thankfully, we live like 20 minutes off the Strip. And it's really nice out here in Summerlin. I had no idea this place existed. So we're still close enough to the Strip. We can go anytime we want, but far enough away where it's not up in your face 24/7. And of course, I got the Red Rock here next to me, which is, I would say, probably one of the nicest hotels here in Vegas. Definitely 100%. The nicest off the Strip. So I love the area that we're in here in Summerlin. My favorite nightclub, I would have to say, probably Encore XS, or shout out Danny Mahoney. He hooks it up for us. Dude's a goat. Always hooks it up with the tables and shit, bottles. Favorite restaurants? I've been trying some of the nice places that are on the strip and like, the Cosmo. There's one place I went to the other day that Prize Picks actually was in town and took me to, which was fire. It was Sushi Samba.
Dude, I went there.
So
fire.
Good.
Fire. Great
I'm
place.
going there on Sunday.
Hell yeah, bro. They had the best Wagyu dumplings I've had in my entire life, Trent. Get an order of those next time you go. Cracked.
I didn't try those last time. I'm definitely getting those.
Have to get them. I went the first time I went to Vegas. We all went there. Next time I went to Vegas, we went back there. And just got the dumplings. They're gas. SW Steakhouse in the Wynn. If you're looking to spend some coins, maybe you're up a little bit of units. That place is like one of the only places in the world that has Kobe beef, like real Kobe beef. It was like $600 for a steak. Not going to say it's worth the money, but the best steak I've ever had in my life. SW Steakhouse at Wynn. Keep that on your list. Next time you hit a big bet, check that place out. Cracked.
Hopefully we hit one tonight, chat.
Yeah, maybe we hit a parlay on the stream today and you can go treat yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to go over like your all MLB team. I don't really think we have time. But what's your World Series? You got a World Series winner? Who do you think's going to win? Odds aside, I don't care about the odds. I don't care about the value. Who do you think's winning the whole fucking thing?
I don't see how. I do not see a fucking season, chat, without the Dodgers wearing another one of these Johnsons right here. I don't see it. It's too good of a lineup. It's way too good. They've got everything you need. They've got depth. They've got pitching. They've got the bullpen. They've got the bats. They've got it all. And I think in a 7-game series, all these different series up to the World Series, there's no one that's going to be able to pound for pound be able to fucking beat these guys. There's no way.
It's the greatest team ever assembled. And Trent, I'm glad you said that, because if you didn't say the Dodgers, I would have thought I just did an interview with an alien who took over your body. Now I know that this was legit. So that's good. The Dodgers have the best team. It's not fair. I'm not saying I hate it or whatever. It's rules are rules. No salary cap. Go out and get your guys. They have the best team I've ever seen. I think it makes too much sense. And I'm going to say something. I'm going to give my prediction that people are going to be shocked about what I'm going to say. I think the New York Yankees are going to win the World Series this year. And I honestly just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Disgusting. I can't stand it. It's been 13 years.
I would love to see that World Series. I think we all would.
We'd all want to see that. That would get the most views, the most talk. Don't put it past big man Manfred to make that happen, because he could pull some strings. He's been doing it for years. I think we see that. I think that's probably going to be the matchup. I could see the Dodgers absolutely choking like they have done the past 20, 30 years-ish until they just finally won one. I could see them choking, but to be honest with you, dude, the best team I've ever seen. So my prediction is Dodgers-Yanks, and I think the Yanks take it. I think it'd be good for baseball. Best case scenario for baseball and MLB, for the owners' wallets, for everyone, would be if the Yankees finally won one again. All the people buying the merch, all the fake Yankees fans buying their new hats, their Judge shirts. They signed Judge after the season, and everyone is happy. Yada yada yada. Yankees finally broke their little streak here.
Yep,
that's what I'm expecting. Aaron Judge is cracked. If he can stay healthy, he might win MVP. Hate to say it, makes me sick to my stomach. Can't stand that team. But I mean, they're good. They're good, and they're gonna go out and get a guy or two at the deadline. They are.
Oh,
they do it every year. They do it every year.
Hope to see Joey Gallo on the move. Fuck Gallo.
I'd like to see Joey Votto on the move too. I'd love to see Joey Votto on the move. Get him out of Cincy. Goodness gracious, I don't think he wants to be there. A lot of guys like Ryan Zimmerman, he wasn't going anywhere. That dude wasn't playing another game for another team.
Yeah.
But Joey Votto, he's kind of an asshole. I could see him wanting to get out of there. And I'd like to see him on a competitor. I could see the Yankees going to get him and just having another battle on the bench, straight up.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to think of anything else. How many Alejandro Kirks? You know that guy, the Shonker Monker, the catcher on Toronto? How many Alejandro Kirks do you think you could take down? If they just came right at you, you get one weapon. How many do you think you could take down? 3, 4?
I don't know, dude. What's the weapon?
You get to pick. You pick the weapon.
Shit.
Sword, mallet,
Baseball
wrecking ball, baseball bat. How many could you take?
I would say 3.
You could probably take 3 Kirks. He's small, man.
I
He's a
know.
tiny little guy. I think
I'm
you could
sure
take
you
him.
could kick the shit out of me though.
In all reality, obviously, dude. But he's small, man. And if you've seen him run, Trent, especially now, Slim Trent, I think you could just run away from him and train him like in zombies. You just run him around, get him tired, wear him down a little bit. I think you could take 4 or 5. I think you could, maybe one at a time, not all at once. You train them around like zombies. You take them out, take them off piece by piece. You can take them. Give yourself some credit. Come on.
Oh man,
Trent, it's been a pleasure, my dude. We got to pass it off to your stream. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?
Of course.
Hit a parlay today.
Let's do it.
Hit a parlay
We're
today.
hitting one, chat.
Be sharp.
We're hitting one, chat.
Don't overthink it. We're hitting one today.
Yes,
We're hitting a parlay
Krabs.
today.
This was an awesome time. We got to do this more often.
100%. Yeah, we'll have you on again soon. This is lit. Chats, this is the most people that have been in this show so far, which we've had more every day, which is fire. But the people love it. The people want to hear more Trent, not just, what pick you like. More Trent. So I'm happy we got to do that. We'll do it again. Thanks for coming on. Let's hit a goddamn parlay today, Trent. It's Friday.
Sir.
We're hitting one. We're hitting a prize picks. We're hitting a parlay. I don't care what anyone says. Fuck the haters. We're hitting a fucking parlay today. Winners only. Come prepped. Come strapped on stream today, gents, because we're hitting one, and we need everything you got. We need everything you got. All right, Trent.
Krabs,
I appreciate it, my man.
Baby.
Let's
we'll be seeing.
We'll be seeing.